Hi Capricorn, this is your January 2019 love reading. I'm Jade with Yes, 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 and thank you for visiting my channel. I first want to just give all the gratitude for all of your likes and your shares and your subscribes. I'm so grateful for your feedback and your comments, and if any of this resonates, I'd love to hear more, so feel free to comment. If you have any questions or would love a personal reading with me, all of that information and my website is in the box below. So let's get started. I'm using a new deck, which is the Notes from the Universe on Love and Connection by Mike Dooley. The overall I'm giving everyone is things are about to get really juicy, and oh my, they are. So far, so good. So this is for all of the cards, or excuse me, all of the signs, but I want to give one specifically for Capricorn for January 2019. Okay, Capricorn. January 2000. There we go. You were born with that it quality. Were you, Capricorn? I believe you were. You guys work for all of us. You do all of the hard work for the rest of the zodiac. So I think you were born with that it quality. We're all looking towards you. You are the one who makes it all happen. And there's so much action happening for you in the next couple of years. It's amazing, astrologically speaking. So Capricorn, let's get started. I want to use the Gilded Reverie Lenormand deck, and we're looking for the significator cards, the masculine and the feminine. I just want to see what is in between the masculine and the feminine for January 2019. So let's get started for Capricorn. All right, where does this story begin? There it is. That's the top. All right. Okay. So I'm going to just fish through these basically. I'm laying them down until I see the masculine or the feminine card, and then we'll read what's in between them. Okay, there's the feminine. So that's the beginning of this story. So the feminine is moving towards the masculine. We have the stars, the anchor, the cross, the bird, that's the stork, the bouquet, the scythe, the heart, the moon, the coffin, the house, and there's the masculine. All right, so I'll show you these. So the feminine energy is moving towards the masculine. Now there's something destined, something dreamy, could be illusionary. So sometimes the feminine could burn herself out here, wanting the stability, but there's also like a burden that you're dealing with. So if you're the feminine Capricorn here, there's a burden that you're feeling, that's kind of anchoring you. It's almost stagnating you. It's not letting you breathe. It's not letting you move forward. This is the cross. The cross is our burdens that we take on. Capricorn, you tend to do this. You take on so much anyway. But I don't want you to feel burdened because there's a new beginning coming. And this is kind of in between where you both are, you and your masculine. So there's a new beginning that's blessed. It's something that's coming from the outside world. People are putting some energy into you creating a relationship with another. And it's going to come swiftly. Now, here's the deal. This scythe next to this heart can also mean that it breaks through, and it breaks up a love relationship. So I just want you to know that if you are in relationship, I'm not going to say that you're breaking up. What I am saying is that there is some tension there. There could be possible right now. So there could be some tension that's in an existing relationship. But it can also mean, because we're talking about this burden that the female is feeling, there's a breakthrough, okay? And what I mean by that is that there can be a break where all of a sudden this loving feeling, this loving person shows up, and this change happens very swiftly. So the scythe can mean a quick change as well, okay? So we could cut through some kind of love change that needs to happen, or we can change what's been happening and create a love, okay? So there's a couple things happening. Now, this love, this relationship, this connection is an emotional connection, and it's something that grows. It seems like there's a period of a month, like a moon cycle that's happening here. So give it this month. Let's see what happens. At the end of this month, there's going to be a change in it again. So we have a change that comes up early for the feminine, and then we have a change here as we're getting closer to the masculine. So the masculine, there's a change in the stability that he might feel. So here's what we've got a couple different situations happening. If you are the feminine Capricorn, you felt burdened and stagnated, but there's going to be a new beginning that is coming through that can bring in a swift love. Or if you are feeling burdened and stagnant in your relationship, there's going to be a change where in that relationship something will happen, and it'll happen quickly. And this may be on you, okay? But this is like your kind of this quickness, this change of this relationship is happening in between the masculine and the feminine, okay? So just know, and this is happening on your side, so maybe it's you who makes the change. If you're feeling the burden is a part of this relationship, if you are a single feminine, then there might be a new relationship coming in quickly, okay? Because right now you've felt very stagnant. Maybe you've been off the market, and all of a sudden something pulls you out and something new drops in, okay? Now, if you are the masculine and you're in relationship, there is some stagnancy that your feminine is feeling, okay? Right now, you are feeling like there's some stability that is, well, it's instability because the coffin is here, okay? So you're feeling a little unstable with your relationship. Now, there's an emotional connection that you are needing to make in order to maintain this connection here. So step forward with emotional honesty, okay? But if you are a single masculine, what is happening is you're feeling unstable emotionally, okay? But there's a relationship that can happen, and it can happen swiftly, okay? But just know that your feminine is coming forward, and she's trying to shuffle, get rid of some of this stuck energy, okay? So you may have to move forward quickly towards her. That makes sense. There's a lot going on here. We'll see what the other cards tell, all right? So there's a potential for a new relationship, or there's the potential for a change in an existing relationship, and I feel like that change is got to be made by the feminine side, and the masculine needs to maintain an emotional connection or an emotional openness in the connection in order for that change to be made in a positive way. Because again, if we shut off our emotions, there's no growth, and that's all we want is growth through relationships, regardless of if they are coming together or ending and moving apart. So this is this will be the feminine deck. This is the Line Strider deck, and I've pre-shuffled, and then I just heard the call to stop the shuffle, so that's ready for the feminine. And then I'm using the Klimt Tarot for the masculine, and we'll get a little bit more background. Well, we'll get a little bit more energies and what's going on. There we go. All right. So for the feminine, Temperance. Okay, so balance. We want to get to a balanced place. We don't want to rush. We also don't want to feel that burden. We don't want to feel like we are stagnant anymore. Now, temperance is really about knowing where you are and finding the solace and the peace in that, regardless of, this is not about taking action. It's about finding peace in the situation that you're currently in. So if you're feeling burdened by a relationship, or if you're feeling burdened by something else and would really like a relationship, really take a look at the entire situation and find as much peace as you can. Surrender to the process. Embrace all of the uncomfortability with it, and at that point then it can change. All of those emotions that don't feel good will change, because once we embrace that it's intense, if we embrace that it's not what we want, that's the moment that it can change, okay? So that's what's happening for the feminine. For the masculine, we have the King of Wands, but the King is in reverse. So the masculine is wanting to make action, to take action, to create something in life and with another. But right now it's in reverse. So Capricorn, there's a little bit of a desire to be bigger than life. Like you see all of the potential of what you can be if you're in the masculine, and you want to bring that to your feminine. But right now we're just a little stuck. We're just a little unsure how to make that action or take that action. So let's see, there's going to be some more cards. So I'm going to keep going. All right, so we have the Six of Wands for the feminine, the Five of Wands for the feminine, and the Ace of Wands. So lots of action up here for the feminine. So this is what's interesting, is that if you are feminine, this is your action. If you are the masculine, this is your feminine's actions towards you. So we were just talking about the masculine having trouble taking action. Well, look, your feminine is taking all the action. So that's where the balance is. That's where we want to find the peace. Okay, going back to the feminine, here we are victorious. Okay, the Six of Wands is a victory card. So whatever you have been working on, Capricorn, you are in a place where you can celebrate. Okay, you can celebrate it. You don't have to feel like it's a burden anymore. You've been working on it. You're at a place where you can celebrate. You know who you are and you know what you want. You still are kind of in this struggle, the Five of Wands. So maybe you're celebrating, but it's creating some resistance, okay? And maybe this is an internal struggle, but I really feel like this is a change. This is the relaxing and embracing and finding the peace in the struggle, finding the peace in the intensity. So if it's an existing relationship and it feels like a struggle, know that it's going to move forward once you relax into what it is. Now, by no means am I saying if you're in a physical, a confrontational or a physical relationship that does not feel safe for you, this is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a relationship where you're arguing and you're not seeing things clearly with each other. You guys have two different versions of life. Perhaps you're just growing apart. The other thing is, if this is for a single, now you've been struggling at creating this love. You've been struggling at being open so that your beloved can step forward. I feel like it's coming. What we do is, we might celebrate a victory and then there's a little bit of a struggle, and then you celebrate a victory and there's a little bit more of a struggle. So I feel like that's the energy that's been happening for you if you're in the feminine, and it's happening for you regardless if you're in a relationship or not. And do keep in mind, when I'm talking about this struggle, this is not any type of abusive relationship. I'm talking about it being clearly an argument, or not seeing each other eye to eye, two people who are growing apart. Okay, now ultimately you want to get to the Ace of Wands. You want to be in a new creative, a new action-oriented place. You want to start over. You want to do things differently. So I think that if you get through this relationship issue, whatever this is, you have the opportunity for starting something new. You have the opportunity for it being a new creative project together. So I think of that in terms of, that's the ultimate relationship, is creating something, co-creating a relationship. You have that opportunity here. We just have to go through this process, and ultimately the guidance here is to relax into the process and be okay with the ebbs and the flows, the ups and the downs of it. Now, ultimately, if you're feeling like it's too much of a struggle, again, this is not me saying do something that's against what your higher self is telling you or what your intuition is telling you. I'm just reading what the cards are saying, and the cards are saying there are ups and downs, there are, challenges to be overcome, and ultimately there is a new way of being in relationship here for you, which is where you're headed. Okay, now for the masculine, let's see what else is coming for you. We have the Three of Swords in reverse, we have the Knave of Swords upright, and we have the Hanged Man also upright. So the Three of Swords, that is our loss, our grieving card, but because it's upright, because it's in reverse, that means that you're getting past grief and loss, which is beautiful. So in the past, you might have felt this emotional issue bubbling up, and you're getting past it, feeling like it was, victimizing you, or you're feeling a loss or grieving about something. And we saw a little bit of that in the earlier deck too. There was an emotional instability. And once we get past this, I think that you can really push forward, okay? Now, we next have the Knave of Swords. So it's a movement forward, and this is a small offering, okay? So this is a message, and you're giving this message. So if this is you speaking to your feminine, if you haven't met her yet, be prepared with a small, clear truth about yourself from the get-go, okay? Don't hold it back. Say who you are. Speak your needs from the get-go. This is what is empowering you, is this Knave of Swords. Now, he's still learning. It's a small offer, and it may be a little immature. You may be trying to figure out what the best way of saying things is. That's okay. Words, we all get jumbled. I've got jumbled quite a bit here when I'm doing readings. But the point being is that you're trying to make this offer. You're trying to give this communication, and I think that's what's going to be seen by your feminine. And if you're in partnership, if you are clear with what you're feeling, okay? Remember, we were talking about that earlier with the emotions. If you can say gently and securely the truth of what you're feeling, I think that your feminine will meet you halfway. Just start with baby steps, okay? Just baby steps. And now, ultimately, here we are with the Hanged Man, and the Hanged Man is in the upright, which is stagnation, but there's also a pondering, right? There's also this sense that the Hanged Man has he's hung himself up to chill out for a while and to kind of reflect on everything. It's similar to other cards of the other energies of the cards. The Hanged Man is definitely taking himself out of the picture to reflect and to look over it all. If you want to move past any of these energies, you're going to have to move past this Hanged Man. I think that there's just some things that you're still a little tripped up on, and I think the advice here is really speaking clearly from your emotional truth, and that is where your feminine will find you. But I feel like these energies, again, can transform in any way that you want to. The readings just tell you what the cards say. If it resonates, beautiful, and if it doesn't, leave it. But if it resonates, there's a message here that's helpful for you, and I really hope you find it. Now, I'm going to go back to the you were born with that it quality. So even though we've got some challenges in this reading, the ultimate gift for you, Capricorn, is that you are it. You are hardworking, you are disciplined, you are the creator of everything, right? You lay the foundation for the rest of us to play. You are that it quality that we all see and recognize in you. Don't let any of this, complication take that away from you. Speak your truth in baby steps. Your emotional needs, put them forward. If you're in the feminine, take those small actions and make yourself available to have this new creative relationship, this, co-creative relationship, I should say, or this new turn in your relationship if you're already in one. So Capricorn, I hope this helps you. If you do resonate or have any comments, I'd love to hear them in the box below. Otherwise, I will plan on seeing you next month. And for now, I'll send you all of my love.